Welcome to another Founder Wisdom Podcast, AI edition. We have Giovanni Stella with us. Today, he helps people learn how to use AI. He's a partner at Glaix.ai. And yeah, IA con canas, which means AI with gray hair. So he's
Yeah.
a former country director at Google, spends time between Colombia, Bogota, in Italy right now. It's quite a busy guy. Giovanni, welcome to the pods. Tell me a bit more about yourself and what you're up to nowadays.
Thank you, Charles, for the invitation. It's great being here. Well, it's what am I about these days? As you said, I'm working for company named Glaix, which is a company that I'm a partner at right now. Company that was founded by an ex-colleague of mine in Google Argentina that tries to help companies accelerate their business results through artificial intelligence. So it's conceptually similar to consulting firm, boutique consulting firm, but specialized on artificial intelligence. And what we do is we try to match a specific business need of any given company with um, the right AI solution. So we map out all the technical partners that we can work with, and we choose the partner, and then we work together with the partner on behalf of the client to implement the solution. This is
Right.
as far as the consultancy, and then I'm working quite a lot on developing like educational content for 40 years old plus professionals, which is the Iaconcanas. The idea there is I'm seeing a lot of FOMO and a lot of pressure that people is dealing and experiencing these days with artificial intelligence. And sometimes it just takes a small step, and sometimes just helping people, literally explaining the main AI concepts and tips with everyday words and analogies makes it simpler, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Right. And yeah, there is FOMO for sure. What kind of questions do these older folks have? Obviously, they want to leverage AI to make more money and to stay relevant in their jobs, right? But what is the misunderstanding most of the time? And what is the easiest solution for them to pick up speed in that area?
Well, I think the issue here is that there's quite a lot of fear at the moment because there's many professionals who are seeing big companies firing people or eliminating roles due to optimizations that are being done to reorganize companies to be able to reinvest money and resources on AI developments. So this is creating a lot of pressure and a lot of fear, as I was saying. People fear they don't understand what they should be doing with artificial intelligence. Um, I think you can. I think you can break down people basically in two main categories: those who are, let's say, AI natives or who get how AI works and are completely at ease with it, and then there's a lot of people who are literally just not at ease. They hear all the time that they should be doing something, but they don't understand what is it that they should be doing, and they're constantly questioning whether they're doing enough or whether they're doing the right things. And many times it's literally taking the first steps. So there's a lot of people who I don't know. They open up. They tried ChatGPT at some point, and that was pretty much it. That was their experience with artificial intelligence, right? They use it for some basic stuff, but they never tried, um, let's say, empowering their job or their daily activities with ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever AI bot they'd be using. And so those people, the questions they ask or the questions they would like to ask, but they don't ask because they fear saying out loud that they don't understand AI. It's the basic stuff, literally. How am I supposed to use it? What is the right way to prompt? What is the right way to keep asking questions to AI? Why am I not getting the type of answers that I would like? Or why am I not getting consistent answers to my questions? And so it's literally helping like go step by step into how you should be approaching these tools.
Tell me a bit more also about yeah, like how these like older executives are using AI on a daily basis. Do they constantly chat with ChatGPT? Is it Copilot, right? Like what is their current stack? Because I believe the easiest way to learn about AI is to use AI. It's quite it's basic stuff, you know. And I think that a lot of them didn't grow up with technology. Some of them are fearful about that technology, and in the end it's like human laziness and humans just being wired some specific way that is keeping them back from learning that. Would you agree with this?
I wouldn't say it's laziness. I think some may be lazy, but I think most of the times it's literally just feeling uncomfortable. Uh, the fact that you don't know, or that you feel and you think that you should be doing something, but you cannot quite grasp what is it that you should be doing. And so you go online, you start using some tools, but you don't make an effort to start using it consistently. So I think the big differentiator here is like setting yourself a goal of using whatever AI tool you want to use 5-10 minutes a day to start with, just to start practicing and train your brain to incorporate AI in an increasing number of tasks. Because if you just use it uh, seldomly every now and then, it's probably it's going to take ages for you to pick it up, and you're not using those tools to their full potential, and so your experience is frustrating. And I think that there's a lot of people that ends up there, and so that's why the second half of my time is spent like focusing on these educational content.
Right. And your specific service, is it coaching? Is it courses? What is the best format to actually teach older
Yeah, that
executives
would
how
be
to use AI?
yeah, that would be through, well, a newsletter, but then also to through workshops, trainings. I'm developing like online courses right now, but I'm mostly focusing on live workshops and sessions to guide people through the basics, let's say, the basic stuff.
Tell me a bit more about yeah your own use of AI. Where do you use it in your own business? Habits that you have ingrained in using AI and get stacks, you know, tech stacks in your own company, and how to leverage AI to generate more money.
Yeah, so with Glaix, we do use AI quite extensively. Of course, I mean, we focus on giving AI-based advices, right, and developing AI solutions. And so we try to do as much as possible through AI. So my tech stack, starting from the main AI platform, I have to say, it depends on the moment. Like I've always been a heavy Gemini user. I believe Gemini, the last Gemini, is really good, generally speaking. Um, I'm a big fan of GPTs. I believe it's up until now, it's still the strongest option, at least in the generalist chatbot arena, to customize, let's say, your own workflow. But I recently started using quite extensively Claude. I believe it's really, really good at writing text and giving like brainstorming business ideas, for example. So, for example, for the daily videos that I do, I tend to use Claude to help me write the script. And I actually ask it to adapt the script to whatever AI tool I will then be using for editing. So let's say Pictory AI, for example, it's a tool that I'm using quite a lot to create short form videos. And then for note taking, I'm using Granola, which I'm kind of liking quite a lot. They just launched the window version. I'm a window guy, so I was waiting for it because it was just for Apple up until a couple of weeks. I actually believe it's quite strong, the solution. I was even able to record the presentation at a live event, sitting at my table, just opening up the laptop and pressing record on Granola. And it was quite amazing. Like I was able to summarize the content of the whole presentation just by recording it like that. And then the notes I take from whatever meeting I have with a client, we pass them to, let's say, ChatGPT, where we have like a customized GPT to organize the notes that are taken in a meeting. And then we use Gamma to create presentations, even just like follow-up presentations. And I'm quite amazed by the sheer speed at which you can do all this stuff. Like it's basic processes, basically, but it's something that up until a couple of years ago would have taken you, I don't know, maybe a full afternoon, right, to prepare a presentation and cleaning your notes and then passing on into a presentation. Right now, you can do that in 5 minutes, and that is actually what we do work quite a lot with. And then it really depends on the type of tasks that I need to perform. I use, for example, a platform that I really personally like. It's Manus. I think it's quite impressive, the amount of stuff that you can do with a multitask agent. And I was actually trying to think about the editing part of the content that I create. I mentioned Pictory. I also tried Argil to have like a customized avatar. I found that to be quite impressive, frankly. And it's one of the tools that I've been using. Of course, I mean, when I do edit videos, I also use CapCut and the more, let's say, traditional editing tools for mobile, or Canva, for example. But I believe that nowadays you can actually create a video from the beginning to end through either Argil or Pictory, and have quite a solid product. So this would be my day-to-day stuff that I use.
Right. You also spent time in sales at various prominent companies like Google, for example. I saw Meta as well. How do you leverage AI to get more sales meetings and to close these sales meetings into clients?
Well, that is actually something that I'm getting closer to and trying to use more and more. I actually use LinkedIn quite a lot, so I'm trying to automatize the way that I manage leads and outbound with LinkedIn and through plugins. And then I've also been using lately Calendly, which I think is a really solid tool that helps you with automatizing part of the task. I see that you yourself have quite a solid stack for managing communications, and I was actually interested in trying to replicate the system that you set up yourself.
Yeah, it was for the podcast for AI sales. I tend to use Persona and Play to really personalize cold emails to my ideal customer persona and so forth. And yeah, that's been working amazingly. I also send an AI reply once they're like, "Yeah, I want more information. I want to meet you." I also use an AI to scrape their full company info and really personalize my reply so that they actually accept the meeting and actually accept to work with me. I also see that you're good at like getting content out that gets a bunch of interaction. Do you use AI on that side as well to get the ideas, to structure the post, and to make sure that they're impactful?
Sometimes I do sometimes use AI. I try not to overuse, being honest, when I write on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the platform that I use the most for work-related purposes. I always try to write myself posts, but I do use AI at times to give structure, for example, to my thoughts. So I may ask, I don't know, let's say Claude to help me drafting a post, and then I would be reviewing it and adapting it to my own style and my own tone to make sure that it comes across as authentic. Um, and yeah, that's the way that I use it.
Right. And tell me a bit more how you consume your information nowadays with AI. I tend to use deep research a lot nowadays instead of actually reading books or podcasts. I straight up ask GPT questions. And just like right now, we're engaging in a conversation, I think is the best way ever to learn, right? Because you dive into deep rabbit holes and the human brain needs to learn the why, and to especially like curious brains, right, they need to get to the bottom of things to synthesize the full information. At least that's how my brain works. So has your information consumption and your learning stack modified itself since AI
Yeah,
came about?
yeah, quite a lot. I have to say I'm a big fan of deep research. I do believe, for example, in terms of deep research, that Gemini it's quite impressive. And Claude again, it's pretty solid as well. I also use Perplexity. I forgot to mention, but I was using it more often a while ago. Lately, I've been using mostly Claude, as I was saying. So I agree with you. Like deep research, it's a great way to go down rabbit holes and start learning a lot about stuff. So, for example, yesterday, um, I'm currently working on, I'm trying to advising a friend on a business idea. And so he asked me for some recommendations, tech recommendations, right? And how to improve and optimize its admin structure and back office basic systems. And and so I started researching with Claude, and I started this deep investigation with Claude, with going back and forth between me and the AI, inquiring about like what were the best tools. I don't know, for example, to optimize the finance systems for a chain of shops. And so then Claude was giving me options and was giving me explanation as to why a certain tool would be better than another one, and then I would ask other clarifying questions, and then I would ask the tool to explain me why everything it was telling me it was bullshit. And so it's actually great because you can literally get a 360 view of things, and I really believe that's an amazing way to literally have like a second brain that helps you do a ton of work that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. One of the tools that I'm using quite a lot that I forgot to mention, talking about second brain, is Notion, which I think it's quite amazing.
What about your when you work with clients? Like, do you utilize note takers or just to retrieve information faster and to customize the content that you would be doing for them, or even the curriculum? What note
So,
taking tools do you use?
so for example, in that sense, the founder of Glaix, my partner and friend Hernan, he developed some custom GPTs to, first of all, to prepare a brief before the meeting, just to make sure that we get to the meeting having already like immersed ourselves into the business of the client, which is actually great because nowadays with a custom GPT, you can actually have like a very good deep research done before the meeting to get prepared into the meeting, even if you've never met the client before. So that's to start with. And then in terms of note taking, Hernan uses Tactic. He uses it quite a lot. Personally, I've been using more Granola lately, as I was saying before. I find Granola to be extremely effective at organizing automatically the notes that it takes. So it sort of cleans out all the stuff, organize it in a very clean, easy to read and easy to remember way, all bullets and all, yeah, easy to remember stuff. But Tactic is great anyways. And the point is, regardless of the tool you use, you can then run the notes once again through ChatGPT or whatever AI you use to ask follow-up questions. Now, for example, Granola lets you do it within the app itself. So it actually takes notes, and then you can start asking the tool as if you wanted to deep dive or follow up on it. In that sense, it reminds me of another tool that I didn't mention earlier on, which I kind of use quite a lot, which is Notebook LM, which I believe it's awesome. And I think it's similar in that it allows you to ask follow-up questions on whatever documents you upload, and it can get pretty deep, but always just within the set of and the limits of the content that you uploaded.
Right. Well, Giovanni, thank you for being on today. Where can people find out more about you?
So they can visit my LinkedIn, Giovanni Stella, and I have a personal page, joestella.co, and then they can visit Glaix, so www.glaix, Glaix @AI, to learn more about the services that we offer to companies.
That was Giovanni. And